With me now is someone who is known as the best guy to see on your worst day, and that is Texas surgeon Dr. Chuck Page. And he is ready to discuss the latest on this ever-changing pandemic that we're in. So, Dr. Page, give us a little description of the big picture as you see it right now.
Well, I think when we first started, we were hoping for the best but expecting the worst. And now we're finding that things are not as bad as we thought they were. And that's really good news.
That is
initially
really
back 5 months ago, the mortality rate of coronavirus was kind of expected to be about 5%, 5-6%. And now if you look at the numbers and you run the numbers, you can see, first of all, the cases are skyrocketing, but the number of deaths is pretty stable. We're at about 143,000, which is less than 1%. So that's really good news.
That is excellent news, and I hope that that continues to be the case. And so what are we thinking about a vaccine?
Well, I mean, we're starting phase 3 clinical trials. There's the COVID Prevention Trials Network, which they're working on. There's about 4 different vaccine groups that are working on this. So hopefully that'll happen soon. I want to remind people, though, there are some viruses that we never find vaccines for, like, for example, some of the herpes viruses and things. And I don't think that's going to be a showstopper if we don't find a vaccine. I think things are still looking pretty good otherwise.
Again, very good news to hear that. And so a hot topic right now is, of course, what we do about going back to school. Give us your opinions on that.
So, having kids, there's what we feel and what the facts are, and so often our feelings overwhelm us. But the literature is pretty good in this area. I mean, for example, there are studies in Iceland, in New Zealand, in China. All of them shows that the kids are very resilient. A kid's immune system is so different than an adult's immune system. I mean, they're used to getting germs and pathogens all the time. So the studies show that kids are much more resilient as far as getting the virus. When they get the virus, they get through it quicker, and they're much less likely to transmit the virus. Okay. And so it looks like, from what the literature says from other places, that it's going to be okay to go back to school.
Again, I'm liking that you're giving us some good news today, because so often it's mostly bad news. We've got about 20 seconds left, and the next hot topic is masks. Give us your quick take on that.
Well, first of all, at least in the state of Texas, it's the law. There's not a lot of good science behind it. Once again, initially, it seems like everybody flip-flopped because we weren't wearing masks. And, a lot of that was because we didn't have the resources, and now we do. Wearing a mask keeps you from transmitting the disease, or helps diminish the possibility you'll transmit the disease to someone else. But wearing a mask does not keep you from getting the disease. I think we can all agree on that as far as what the literature shows.
Well, thank you so much for being with us, Doctor. It is great information, and it was nice to have some good news today.
Absolutely.